GSP, why is that fight not happening?
Well, it could be for two reasons. It's either that Jon Jones is using a strategy to have more money.
You could say it, GSP. Go for it. Come on, say what you want to say.
If he has no intention of coming back, that's not right. Make happen or, get things moving.
I got no ego. I don't...
Yeah. I understand you don't want to talk about it. Do you believe that maybe outside of Jon Jones, you versus Tom is probably the biggest fight in this division?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Tom Aspinall has drawn a firm line in the sand. He's no longer chasing headline-worthy matchups. The waiting, the speculation, and the behind-the-scenes uncertainty, that's all in the past. After months of swirling rumors about a potential blockbuster showdown with Jon Jones, Aspinall has officially distanced himself from the idea. What once seemed like the perfect crescendo to his meteoric rise is no longer the goal. For Aspinall, it's not about the hype or what Dana White might have in store anymore. He's laser-focused on what lies ahead. That means turning his full attention toward defending his interim heavyweight title, with a likely opponent being Ciryl Gane.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you.
Aspinall's shift in attitude didn't exactly shock fans who've been watching the ongoing saga unfold between him, the UFC, and Jon Jones. It's been a familiar cycle. Big talk, teaser announcements, then radio silence. For a while, the British champ played the game. He stayed in the conversation, entertained the idea of facing Jones, and kept himself relevant in what many viewed as a true heavyweight title picture. But once Jon Jones vacated the belt and Aspinall was officially crowned as the undisputed champion, the fog started to lift. He saw the situation for what it really was. Even with Jones hinting at a return, there's still no opponent locked in. The much-hyped UFC event at the White House has only added to the circus, and Aspinall has made it clear he's no longer interested in being part of the noise.
I'm as big a Jon Jones fan as anybody, and I've always defended he's not afraid of Tom. He's willing to fight anybody. It's hard to not fall into that narrative here, though. To me, fighting in the White House, that doesn't do it. But maybe I'm a different person. Maybe everybody looks at it different. For me, if you tell me they're going to have a fight at the White House, cool. All right. It'd be cool to do it. If not, whatever. A fight's a fight. Maybe Jon looks at it different. Maybe.
Now, Aspinall is channeling his focus in a different direction. And it's not just talk. His next challenger seems all but confirmed, Ciryl Gane. It's a matchup that's been teased for ages but never made official, until now. With Jailton Almeida set to face Alexander Volkov at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi on October 25th, the door has swung wide open for Gane to step into title contention. Almeida was one of the few top contenders still in the conversation, especially after calling out Aspinall back in June. But with his fight against Volkov now locked in, that option is off the table. Volkov, currently ranked number 2, is also unavailable. That leaves Gane, ranked just below Jones and Aspinall, as the last elite heavyweight without a fight, making him the most likely candidate for the next title shot.
Ciryl tweeted that he thinks you should be careful what you wish for, and he'll see you in Paris. How do you think you match up against Ciryl?
I better be careful, apparently. Yeah. I think I match up pretty well against him. I think I'm equally as fast as him. I move equally as well. The difference is I can grapple. I've got a lot of power. And I think that's pretty undeniable at this stage of my career. I've got a lot of knockouts on my record, mate. I have to touch you once and I wasn't.
From a fan perspective, the pieces are falling into place, and they've made their voices heard. Reactions to Almeida's fight announcement came quickly, with many assuming it clears the path for Gane. Comments like "looks like Gane versus Aspinall is happening," and that pretty much seals it echoed across social media. The buzz matches the matchmaking. It's starting to feel like Aspinall versus Gane is all but inevitable. That said, Gane's resume remains a point of debate. His most recent win came by a razor-thin split decision over Volkov at UFC 310, a result that left fans, and even Dana White, questioning the outcome. Before that, he bounced back with a stoppage win over Sergey Spivak, following a quick and brutal first-round submission loss to Jon Jones in March 2023. That 2-minute defeat still cast doubt on Gane's status as a true title contender. Critics argue he hasn't done enough to earn another shot so soon. But right now, timing and circumstance are working in his favor. He's one of the few top-tier heavyweights Aspinall hasn't already finished. And with Almeida and Volkov off the board, Gane stands out as the most logical next opponent.
Cyril, do you feel like because everyone in your division seems to be just talking about Jon and Tom, that you were being unfairly forgotten as one of the best in the world at your weight?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with this situation. You see, like,
Meanwhile, Jon Jones has once again re-entered the heavyweight conversation after previously stepping away and vacating the belt. After private talks with Dana White and UFC leadership, Jones reversed his retirement and is now eyeing a return, this time with a new goal in mind. He set his sights on headlining a potential UFC event at the White House in 2026, which seems to be fueling his comeback. Jones has even hinted at facing whoever holds the title by then, subtly suggesting that a matchup with Aspinall could still be on the table. But Aspinall isn't buying into the uncertainty anymore. He's done waiting on Jones, done building his schedule around what might happen. For him, the focus is on action, not speculation.
I'll just come out and ask you, do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. Jon Jones, I said it a million times, I'll say it again. He's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that. But, he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight them? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the match?
That mindset has been clear in Aspinall's recent comments. He's openly said that all he ever wanted was recognition, the belt, the respect, and the validation as the top heavyweight on the planet. Now that he's earned that, there's no need to chase someone whose priorities clearly lie elsewhere, waiting until 2026 for hypothetical super fight. No matter how historic it sounds, just isn't appealing anymore. The White House event might be a big deal in theory, but without a confirmed card or real commitment, it remains just that, an idea. Aspinall's made it clear. He's ready to fight now, not sit around and wait for something that may never happen.
Why is that fight not happening?
Well, it could be for two reasons. It's either that Jon Jones is using a strategy to have more money.
You could say it, GSP. Go for it. Come on, say what you want to say.
But I think that's why he's doing it.
Okay.
If he's doing it just to hold the title, to serve the wave, this is not.
At the same time, there's been plenty of buzz around a potential wildcard shaking up the heavyweight title picture. Alex Pereira, the Brazilian star, already a 2-division UFC champion, has been dropping hints about a possible move to heavyweight. Recent posts showing him at a solid 243 pounds have only fueled the speculation. Physically, Pereira looks more than capable of taking on the bigger weight class, and he hasn't been shy about entertaining the idea. Fans are already imagining a showdown between him and Aspinall, a clash between two of the most lethal strikers in the UFC. But for now, that remains just fantasy. Pereira is still expected to chase a rematch with Magomed Ankalaev, who dethroned him at UFC 313. Until that unfinished business is settled, a move to heavyweight stays on hold.
Joe Rogan saying that he is supporting the idea of Pereira versus Aspinall. We know Aspinall will do it. He already tried at 300. We know Pereira will do it. He has a chance to set history. Champ is not likely to ever happen to any of us. Again, there's a really big population that wants to see Jon Jones versus Pereira. There's a really big population that would rather see Jon Jones versus Aspinall. The winner of Ankalaev Rachik is going to take on Pereira. Okay, whatever your level of excitement.
Still, all of this only adds to the growing noise surrounding the heavyweight division. The kind of noise Tom Aspinall is now deliberately tuning out. While others make headlines with teases and call-outs, he's focused on taking real fights and defending his title. He's not chasing greatness through fantasy matchups. He's building his legacy one fight at a time. That mentality puts him slightly at odds with Dana White's usual playbook. The UFC has long favored spectacle, super fights, comebacks, and high-profile events like the proposed White House card. But Aspinall isn't interested in hype without action. He's not willing to sit on the sidelines for another year waiting on Jon Jones's next move. He's made it clear. He's done playing the waiting game.
Looks like Jon Jones finally wants to fight Tom Aspinall, but this time at the White House. I told you guys that Jon Jones was playing chess, not checkers, this entire time. Someone just tweeted this at Jon Jones saying, ducking Tom Aspinall, ? Best decision you ever made, ? Jon responded, choosing when to attack and where you want the battlefield to be is not ducking, my friend. I tried telling every single one of you that Jon Jones was never ducking Tom Aspinall. It's very clear here that Jon Jones is playing chess while—
For months, Tom Aspinall's name has been dragged into the real champion debate, mostly due to Jon Jones holding the official title while staying inactive. But that storyline was supposed to end when Jones stepped away and the UFC officially crowned Aspinall. Instead, once Jones hinted at coming back, the UFC let the ambiguity linger, keeping the division in limbo now. Aspinall sees it for what it is, and he wants nothing to do with it. He's no longer playing into the drama. Still, even as Aspinall steps back from the chaos, Jon Jones has made it clear he plans to return, and whoever holds the belt at that time will be in his crosshairs. Both Jones and Conor McGregor have now publicly confirmed their intent to fight on what's being teased as a landmark UFC event, possibly the first ever fight card held at the White House, according to Jones. His motivation to return solidified after former President Donald Trump announced plans to host the historic event on the South Lawn, a moment that could mark a new chapter in combat sports history.
How do you think that would have gone, Aspinall, Jon Jones? Prime versus Prime.
Prime, I'll go Jon Jones.
Really?
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
So what, you won't even give Tom a go at the Prime?
No. Like I said, I rate Jon Jones highly. I believe that he's the best to ever do it. And Tom is a, for now, he's the guy now. You know what I mean?
But if they would have fought, then you think that Tom had a strong chance because of the timing?
Yeah.
And fighting's always about timing. Boxing.
100%.
Jon Jones had previously stepped away from the heavyweight division, expressing frustration with stalled talks involving Tom Aspinall and a contract offer from the UFC that didn't meet his expectations. However, once the UFC officially announced the White House event, Jones seemed to reconsider his retirement. In public comments, he hinted that a title fight might still be in the cards. While he didn't name Aspinall directly, his remarks were clearly calculated. Jones stated that he's interested in facing whoever holds the belt by year's end. At the moment, that's Aspinall. But Jones avoided issuing a direct challenge. Instead, he leaned into the symbolism of the event, suggesting it would be meaningful for an American fighter to represent the country on such a prestigious stage, clearly tapping into the patriotic energy surrounding the White House card.